Sum on mean. We did one sum in the previous module. Let us do one more sum on mean. And the question is like this. The question is to find out the concentration of SO2 in air in ppm. The data was collected for 30 localities in a certain city and is presented below. ppm stands for parts per million. Okay. The first column is concentration of SO2 in ppm and the second column is given to you as frequency, and the question asks to you, find the mean concentration of SO2 in air. Okay. So mean is asked, so let us see how to start the question. Okay. What do we need to find? We need to find the mean concentration of SO2 in air. Which method should be used? Because the data, if you see the frequency column 4, 9, 9, 2, 4, 2, the numbers are small only, so we can use our direct method. Okay. So direct method, when you are using, you will have to prepare columns. 4 columns have to be prepared. The first column will be class interval. The second column will be frequency, denoted as Fi. The third column will be class mark, denoted as Xi in this entire chapter. And the last column will be Fi into Xi. Okay. So first column, class interval, is nothing but the classes that is given to you. In this sum, it is concentration of SO2 in ppm. The classes will be copied one below the other. The second column is frequency Fi, and this frequency Fi is nothing but frequency that is given to us in the sum. So that also will be copied one below the other. Okay. Now coming to class mark Xi. What is class mark? Midpoint of a class. How do you find midpoint of a class? Add the limits and divide by 2. What are the limits of the first class? 0.00 to 0.04. So add the limits and divide by 2 means 0.00 plus 0.04 means 0.04 upon 2, it will be 0.02. And once you have found the first one, no need to find like this for all. Okay, you have found the first one. After finding this, check what is the class width. Class width. How do you obtain class width? Class width H is found by subtracting 2 consecutive lower limits or 2 consecutive upper limits. Okay. Now if you see these limits, 2 consecutive lower limits, just subtract them. The first lower limit, if you see, 0.00, and the second lower limit, if you see, it is 0.04. Just subtract the 2 consecutive lower limits. 0.04 minus 0.00 gives you how much? The class width is 0.04. After finding the first class mark, you just go on adding the class width, you will go on getting the next one. So 0.02 plus 0.04, that gives you 0.06, the next one. 0.06 plus the width, 0.04, gives you the next one, 0.10. 0.10 plus the width, 0.04, gives you the next one, 0.14. 0.14 plus the width, 0.04, gives you 0.18, the next one. 0.18 plus the width, 0.04, gives you the next one, 0.22. Okay. Now class marks are ready. The next column is Fi into Xi. The second column and third column will multiply and write the answer. 4 into 0.02 gives you 0.08. 9 into 0.06 gives you 0.54. 9 into 0.10 gives you 0.90. 2 into 0.14 gives you 0.28. 4 into 0.18 gives you 0.72. 2 into 0.22 gives you 0.44. After finding all these columns, now we have to find what is sum of Fi. Okay, sum of Fi. How will you find sum of Fi? Sum of Fi will get by adding all the frequencies, all the Fis. If you add all the Fi, how much you get? You get 30. And one more sum you have to calculate, that is sum of Fi Xi. And sum of Fi Xi, how are you going to get? By adding all the Fi Xi. So if you add all the Fi Xis, how much you will get? 2.96. After finding these two sums, let us calculate the value of mean, and we all know what is mean formula. Mean, by direct method, we get the value of mean, that is x bar is equals to sum of Fi Xi upon sum of Fi. Okay. What is sum of Fi Xi? 2.96. And what is sum of Fi? 30. So it will be what? 2.96 upon 30. And if you calculate that, you will get the value of mean as 0.099 approx, and the units is ppm. Units is nothing but the units given in the classes. So we will write ppm. Okay. Let us take up the next sum. The following distribution shows the daily pocket allowance of children of a locality. The mean pocket allowance is rupees 18. Okay. Find the missing frequency f, and they have given one table. The first row it is daily pocket allowance, and the second row it is number of children. If you see the first row 11 to 13, 13 to 15, 15 to 17 and so on. The second row it is number of children 7, 6, 9, 13, F, 5, 4. Okay. So we'll start the solution. The question is what? What do we need to find? We need to find the missing frequency F. And for finding this missing frequency F, what is given to you? Mean is given to you as 18. If you remember, mean is given to you as 18. Okay. In the previous sums, we were finding mean, and here mean is given as 18. And because it is given, they are asking you find the missing frequency F. Okay. So let us start. Which method we use to solve this problem? We will use direct method to solve this problem. Again, because the numbers are very small, like 7, 6, 9 and all, very small numbers. So we will use direct method. Okay. The direct method, as you know, will have 4 columns. The first column will be class interval. The second column will be frequency. The third column, frequency denoted as Fi. The third column will be class mark denoted as Xi. And the last column will be Fi into Xi. Now, class interval. Class interval will be nothing but the first row, that is daily pocket allowance, and it will be copied, the data will be copied one below the other. The second column goes for frequency. Frequency is nothing but the number of children. That also we will copy from the question only, one below the other. Okay. And the third column is class mark. How will you find class mark? And class mark is nothing but midpoint of a class. Okay. Midpoint, how do you find? Midpoint is nothing but add the limits and divide by 2. 11 plus 13. 11 plus 13 upon 2. It will be 12. 24 upon 2, it will be 12. Like this, we are not going to find for all. We are going to find only for the first one. And then you know what to do. You have to add the class width. What is the class width? Class width H is found by subtracting 2 consecutive lower limits or 2 consecutive upper limits. Okay. So, what are the 2 consecutive lower limits here? 13 and 11. If you subtract them, you will get the class width as 2. Now, go on adding this class width 2, you will get the next class mark. So, 12 plus 2 gives you 14. 14 plus the width 2 gives you 16. 16 plus the width 2 gives you 18. 18 plus the width 2 gives you 20. 20 plus the width 2 gives you 22. 22 plus the width 2 gives you 24. So we found the class marks. Now the last column, that is Fi into Xi. We have to multiply the second and the third column. So Fi into Xi, 7 into 12 gives you 84. 6 into 14 also gives you 84. 9 into 16 gives you 144. 13 into 18 gives you 234. F into 20 gives you 20F. 5 into 22 gives you 110. 4 into 24 gives you 96. Okay. After finding all these columns, now we have to find the total of the frequency. Okay. That is sum of Fi. Sum of Fi means, how do you get sum of Fi? Adding all the Fi. Adding all the Fi means what you will do? Add all the numbers, you will get 44, and there is one F also. So 44, if you add all the numbers, you get 44 and one F. So 44 plus F will be the sum of all the frequencies. Similarly, we will find sum of Fi Xi. How will you find sum of Fi Xi? By adding all the Fi Xis. Okay. Now, if you see, there are numbers. If you add all the numbers except the 20F, add all the remaining numbers, you will get 752. 752 and then you add 20F to it. 752 plus 20F gives you that sum of Fi Xi as 752 plus 20F. Okay. After finding this, by direct method, mean formula, mean is nothing but sum of Fi Xi upon sum of Fi. Okay. Which is nothing but the mean is given to you as 18 in this sum. In every sum we were calculating, but in this sum, mean is given to you as 18. So below that X bar, we will write 18 is equals to sum of Fi Xi. What is sum of Fi Xi? Fi Xi sum is 752 plus 20F upon sum of Fi. What is Fi sum? 44 plus F. Now let us calculate this. How will you calculate this? First of all, this 44 plus F, we will cross multiply. It will be multiplied with 18. So if you multiply with 18, you will get 18 into 44 gives you 792. 18 into F gives you 18F is equals to 752 plus 20F. Okay. Now what we will do, we will keep numbers on one side and the F terms on one side. So what we will get, this 18F and 20F, if you subtract, you will get 2F is equal to 792 minus 752. If you subtract, you will get 40. So F will be nothing but 40 upon 2, which is nothing but 20. They are asked us to calculate the missing frequency F, and the missing frequency's value, we got it as 20.